Hi YouTube. So today I'm addressing the 2.4 liter Chevy Buick GMC engine PCV issue. So this PCV is known for freezing and it creates excessive pressure in the crankcase, which pushes the rear main seal out, causes a huge oil leak. So this is part 2 of the video. I replaced the rear main seal. In my other video, you can check that out. So that's why some of the components are already torn down here, but it's all basic stuff, air box, etc. There's a lot of mouse crap on this engine, which is why I'm wearing a mask if you're wondering. And I'm also going to pull the intake first before the valve cover, just so I don't drop any walnuts and rat crap and everything inside the cylinder head. Now for this job, I think the procedure says to pull the fuel pressure regulator. I didn't have gaskets on hand for the fuel pressure regulator, so I was able to leave it on and still squeak this thing out. So don't forget to relieve pressure from the Schrader valve, catch it in a rag, and before you pull that line so you don't get sprayed in the eyeball. But yeah, this intake will squeak out. I like to clean off all this aluminum with a brake clean and a rag, and then I go over all the aluminum with a Scotch-Brite pad, and just that cleans it up really nicely. And then I'll brake clean everything again. So you can use the 1/16 inch drill bit and just put it in this tiny little orifice in the intake here, and this gets plugged up with sludge, essentially. We're going to clean this area out, and you can also see in the valve cover here how it's port mostly plugged here, and there's even water still in there. I'm using some intake air cleaner. This stuff cuts the sludge pretty good. And you can see if you spray it in the orifice, on this intake, if you look through the portholes, you can see it's getting sprayed out through the portholes. So you know it's not plugged anymore at this point. Baffling for the baffling for the valve cover. I clean this out pretty thoroughly with intake cleaner and stuff. This is where a solvent tank would help, or a dishwasher like the parts washer, but it's able to do everything by hand here. This little tube for the PCV, I cleaned this off camera, but make sure you clean this out. For reassembly on the valve cover, you just need 2 tiny beads of silicone for this fuel pressure regulator housing and cam cover bolt to the cylinder head. Anywhere in the aluminum where there's a break between, it's not one piece and there's multiple pieces, you just put a bead of silicone. So that's all that's required on this cylinder head. Run everything in by hand and start torquing from the inside of the cylinder head outward and move around in like a crisscross type pattern. And that's true for any component you're basically tightening. I'm using a little bit of dielectric grease on the coils here. I always do this on any time I have them out. Little trick, if you have a bolt that you have to put down a blind hole or something and you can't start it with your fingers and you don't want to risk dropping it, take a small piece of shop towel, put it on top of the bolt head or the nut head, and then put your socket on top. So here we are, valve cover and intake reassembled. This is kind of where the video entered. I have some components off. Like I said, I did a part 1 where I pulled the transmission and the rear main seal. So yeah, if you found this at all useful for yourself, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and if you need to see how to do the rear main seal, check out my other video.